Welcome, everybody. This is Ava filling in for John. Welcome to Mertech.com's Daily News Update Extra. We are sharing a video snippet that provides no nonsense, common sense, logic, and truth. I am following this channel and given this video a thumbs up. The link to this video is in the description box below. Please follow Mertech on Rumble. Give me a thumbs up and share this information far and wide. This great news update will begin momentarily. Thank you and may God bless.
So now to this story I mentioned a moment ago. Sanctuary cities in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are not deterring ICE. That's the message we got from a Fox exclusive yesterday. Federal immigration agents arresting migrants in the greater Boston area, wanted for some of the most heinous crimes. So Fox News getting the ride along. Bill Malusian was there. He reports on it live in Boston. And what did you see, Bill? Hello.
Hey, Bill, good morning to you. Nowhere else in the country is the battle between the locals and feds more heated when it comes to sanctuary policy than right here in Massachusetts. Tom Homan has promised he will surge ICE resources to these sanctuary areas, and that's exactly what he's done here in the greater Boston area. We joined one of more than a dozen ICE teams deployed all across the state yesterday as they arrested a murderer, multiple child rapists, and a fentanyl trafficker, all of whom had been roaming freely on Massachusetts streets.
You want to huddle up for 1 second, please?
It's dawn in Massachusetts, where Fox News was given exclusive access to ICE's elite Boston team.
All of our targets today are extremely violent, so please use extreme caution. Good luck out there and be safe.
ICE quickly moves on its first target and arrests him. He's a Salvadoran illegal alien on El Salvador's most wanted list, with an Interpol red notice out for his arrest for aggravated murder, aggravated kidnapping, and robbery.
Let's just wait right here. This car is going to pick you up, all right?
ICE then arrested this Salvadoran illegal alien, who was previously convicted of child rape. He was deported in 2017 after he went to prison and illegally re-entered the U.S. He was found living right next to this children's playground.
So you guys just snagged a previously deported, convicted child rapist living 100 yards from a child's playground. Is that unusual out here?
Not in Massachusetts. It's not unusual. Due to the open border policies, we are finding that plenty of people who have been previously deported and committed heinous crimes and were removed from the country are now back here, just living among us. And now that's our job to go round them up.
Nothing else? No.
We joined ICE as they also arrested this Colombian illegal alien, facing pending charges for sexual assault of a child, as well as this Dominican alien with a drug trafficking conviction who's now facing local charges for fentanyl distribution. Meanwhile, away from our cameras, another ICE team arrested this Guatemalan illegal alien who's facing charges in Massachusetts for aggravated child rape, but was released from state custody. They also arrested this Honduran alien who's facing local charges for rape and was also released from local custody.
Your message for the politicians who continue to fight you guys?
We're not going away. It might take us longer. It might be harder, but we're not going away. We're here. We know what the American people voted for. We understand that we work for the American people, and we're going to be here until we send everyone home.
And Bill, ICE Boston tells us that local anti-ICE activists have been interfering with their operations virtually every single day. They say yesterday alone in East Boston, they had arrested a criminal alien and put him in handcuffs when a group of activists grabbed onto that alien and tried to pull him into their car to get him away from ICE. Then in a second incident yesterday, ICE says they were surveilling a murderer's home in their car when a crowd surrounded their vehicle, blew their cover, and they had to pull off the target. Again, a murderer.
Wow.
We'll send it back to you.
Wow, all in one day. Extraordinary stuff. We'll see what happens today and into the weekend. Bill, thank you. Live in Boston.
Yep.
Dana.
Let's bring in Tricia McLaughlin. She's the DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs. I think it's quite alarming. As Bill Malusian was reporting that, Tricia, he and I said, this was all in one day. And this is just one state, one city, one state. How much bigger is this across the country?
Dana, it's even bigger. And I do want to note that these protesters are emboldened by politicians like Tim Walz, who likens our brave ICE enforcement officers to the Gestapo and to Nazis. A Democrat representative, Dan Goldman, out of New York yesterday just held a press conference, again likening our ICE enforcement officers to the Gestapo. Our ICE officers are facing a 400% increase in assaults against them. Meanwhile, they're just trying to make American communities safer. As Bill mentioned, just in the last week alone, we've arrested off the streets of Boston MS-13 gang members, Tren de Aragua, convicted murderers, child rapists, truly the worst of the worst, who have been in our American streets with impunity for the last 4 years. And Dana, what's important to remember is that these sanctuary city politicians, their policies create magnets for these criminal aliens to come into these communities because they know that there's not repercussions at the hands of the city, and that the city will in fact hamstring our ICE enforcement officers.
There is an objective that has become clear about the numbers of deportations that your group wants to find. It's 3,000 a day, which computes to 90,000 a month. Is that realistic? And if so, how far away are you from realizing that goal?
The American people gave President Trump and Secretary Noem a very tall task when they demanded that these criminal illegal aliens be out of our country. We know that about 20 million people illegally came into our country over the last 4 years, and we are hell-bent on getting them out, especially the worst of the worst. I mean, Dana and Bill, I get reports coming across my desk every single day that have child rapists, murderers, Tren de Aragua, people who human traffic others with impunity. And the numbers we will reach. I'm confident that we will deliver on the American people's mandate. Secretary Noem has done a phenomenal job in just over 100 days. Our borders closed, but we got to get these numbers up, and we won't be satisfied until we clean up American
Okay, if
streets.
you do the math over a year, you're more than 1 million, and we'll see whether or not that can be achieved. Go ahead.
Tricia, I want to switch gears just a little bit because DHS has a broad mandate, and that includes also dealing with this situation up with at Harvard and across the country with student visas and the concern about some of the foreign students who are here. Some, not all, obviously. Here is a commencement speaker, Dr. Abraham Verghese. He slammed the Trump administration yesterday. Let's listen to a quick snippet of that.
A cascade of draconian government measures has already led to so much uncertainty. The outrage so many feel also must surely lead us to a new appreciation. Appreciation for the rule of law and due process.
Tricia, yesterday, as I understand it, Harvard refused to comply with one of these visa program reviews. How does the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security plan to deal with that?
Harvard has failed its students, Dana. They've allowed violence to rage on its campus. 60% of its students report that they faced anti-Semitism. They've allowed radical students to take over their buildings, deface their buildings, and they're trying to do it at the expense of the American taxpayer. It is a privilege, not a right, to be able to use these programs, and Harvard uses them as a piggy bank. So Secretary Noem is keeping the options on the table. We don't want people who hate America to be using these programs, to be studying in our country. But also, I think it's important for viewers to know, Dana, that Harvard actually helped facilitate paramilitary group exercises that are part of the CCP and that were complicit with the Uyghur genocide. So it goes even beyond anti-Semitism and pro-terrorism to undermining our national security with the CCP, Dana.
Okay. It's a big story, and one that is going to go on for some time. Thank you for your time today, and we'll see what we come up with Bill Maloogian later today as well and into the weekend. Trish McLaughlin, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.